Leaving the gym. Biggest numbers of the day. Did weighted pull-ups. Got up to, I had a 75-pound dumbbell between my knees. But just getting it between your knees and holding it there is a trick on its own. But I got almost what I would count a rep. I pulled like nose high instead of chin high. I couldn't quite get chin high on it. Got about nose high. So officially it doesn't count as a rep, but it's pretty close, and it's probably as much as I've done on a weighted pull-up rep in a while. I'm not sure how long, but a while. And I did some seated overhead shoulder presses with Olympic barbell, and I topped out there at 160 pounds for one rep, and that's the most that I've done in recent memory. I mean, that might be the most that I've actually done in, I don't know, several years, to be honest with you. I think the most I've ever gotten on that exercise is 170 or 175 pounds for one, and that was probably when I was over 200 pounds body weight, and I might have been even supplementing with creatine at that time. So I weigh a lot less than I used to. I used to walk around between like 200, 205, even 210 at my very highest back in my, I guess, early 30s. Like I said, I was supplementing with creatine, and that really made me put on a lot of body weight. It definitely helps your strength a lot too. But anyways, I believe that's the most I ever pressed overhead ever in my life. So being only 10 or 15 pounds off that and weighing significantly less, right now I'm between 180 and 185, closer to 180. So that's good to have near equivalent strength with much less body weight. That's a good goal to have. So anyways, just thought I'd share. See ya.
Sean, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I think you're just a deposit?
Yep.
All right. Anything else for you, Sean?
No, that's it, thanks.
You're welcome. You have a nice day.
You too.
Thanks.
So what you just witnessed there was my second visit to the bank in 3 days. Any bank visit is a very, very rare thing for me. I try to avoid bank visits like the plague. It's always slow, annoying. And now that, you know, most banks, including mine, my credit union has an app which allows you to deposit a paper check just by taking a picture of the front and back. You know, makes having to go to the bank just something you really don't have to do, which is awesome. But anyways, the reason I had to go back for the second time in 3 days was because when I got my lump of cash from the sale of the 99 Tacoma, Cindy picked me up from work, and we were going through the drive-through. The drive-through is the only option with my credit union. After 5 o'clock, they close the lobby, but they have the drive-through open until 5:30 or 6, depending on what branch you go to. So I figured, no problem, we'll just go through the drive-through, deposit the money. It was, I think it was around $4,400, something like that. No, 40, yeah, something like that. $4,400. So I filled out the deposit slip, and we stuck it in the tube, and the lady comes over the speaker system and says, "Oh, sorry, the most that you can deposit through the drive-through is $3,000. If you need to deposit more than that, you have to come into the lobby, but the lobby is closed. So right now, the most that you can deposit is $3,000. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is that? That's the stupidest thing ever. And I mean, when I thought about it, the only thing I could come up with is it's a security thing. You know, if you're a drug dealer, maybe if you're a terrorist, you know, people that are shady, you know, deal in large amounts of cash. Even though I wouldn't think 3,000 would be enough to raise a lot of eyebrows, but evidently it is. So, anyways, I had to do a $3,000 deposit, and then came back today to deposit the rest. So, kind of stupid. One of my friends suggested that, or was curious what would happen if I would have done the $3,000 deposit, drove around the lot, and came back and deposited the rest of the money, if they would have allowed that, or if not. But I did not put that theory to the test. So anyways, on my way to Costco. Costco's always a love-hate kind of thing. Love the Costco business model. They have good pricing. But more often than not, when I go to Costco itself, the actual shopping experience is pretty miserable, because since it is a good place to support, there's lots of people to go there, and lots of people in a small space usually means a bad experience, at least for someone like me who doesn't really like crowds, or, you know, not a big fan of a lot of people, you know, to be honest with you. But, you know, when you have large amounts of people in small amounts of spaces, that usually is a recipe for a bad situation for someone like me. So but that's where I'm going. It's a Thursday night, so hopefully it won't be so bad, but we'll see. That's it. So I was leaving Costco. When I went in, I was actually hopeful. The parking lot wasn't very full, and there weren't tons of people in the aisle, but it looks like I spent just a little bit too much time there, because by the time I got to the checkouts, they were all backed up, you know, like they almost always are. The checkout lines are always backed up and congested at Costco. And of course, I got behind the worst person to get behind, some lady that got like $200 worth of groceries that she paid for with a check, that she also had some sort of tax exemption form as well. So I have an uncanny ability to do that, to pick the absolute worst possible line of all to stand in. And one thing I do like about Sam's over Costco, first of all, it's less crowded. Even though the Sam's business model is definitely inferior, you know, anything Walmart related is at its core not a good thing. But it is less crowded, and they also have the self-checkout, which I always prefer. I'd much rather do the work to check myself out than have to wait in a longer line for people that don't want to do it, or not technically proficient enough to do it. So I do appreciate the fact that really any place that has self-checkout, that's a big win with me. So Sam's has it, Costco doesn't. The one thing Costco and Sam's both have that both annoy me, and they've done this like for as long as I can remember, is the secondary item verification process as you leave the building. That, I find that extremely annoying. We use the word annoying quite a bit when it comes to those kind of stores. You know, you go through the process, whether you check yourself out or even if you go through a clerk, you know, they ring your basket, but then when you're going to leave the place, there's another employee there that's double checking their work, making sure that they, you know, you didn't short them a box of butter or a gallon of milk or whatever. And to me, I just think that's really annoying. I mean, if you can't trust your employees to ring out people accurately, then what good are they? I mean, I just don't understand it. You know, to inconvenience all the customers. Sometimes the line to get checked out is worse. To get checked out of the exit is worse than the line at the registers. You know, because it's a stupid process, and whoever thought of it should be shot. You know, it's a bad idea. You know, when you go to Publix or any grocery store, you have far more items than you do typically with a transaction at a place at Sam's and Costco, and they don't sit there and make you recount everything at the door. So whoever came up with that idea, first store to drop it, you know, Sam's or Costco, I will shop there exclusively because I dislike it that much. So anyways, that was my last stop on my way home. And I believe that'll be it for the day, unless something else annoying happens to go down. Duf-man out. Forgot one important thing. If you are watching this on YouTube, please be sure to like the video if you liked it. And if you liked it that much, subscribe below. That's a big help whenever you do that. Tell your friends. If you're listening to this as a podcast, I'd appreciate it if you took the time to leave a review on iTunes. 5-star reviews, of course, are the most possible, are the most positive, and actually help me out as far as visibility and all that kind of stuff. So if you have a few extra seconds, please do that. I would appreciate it. And that's it. Until next time, Duf-man out.